Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for more years than I care to count, and I swear these latest episodes have me leaning forward in my recliner every single afternoon. Let me tell you what's got this old heart of mine all stirred up lately. There's this fellow, Jen Sidwell, played by Carlo Rota, smooth talking, sharp dressed, but rotten to the core if you ask me. From everything I'm seeing, he's cooking up something real dark. It looks like he might be planning to keep Jack Brennan locked away tight, real tight, for the long haul. And here's the part that really turns my stomach. Sidwell is the same man behind those terrible drugs that left Willow's husband paralyzed, stuck in that wheelchair with no way out. So now my mind keeps asking the same question over and over. Is he fixing to do the exact same thing to Brennan? Is that poor man going to end up just like Willow's husband, trapped and helpless? The thought alone gives me the chills, I tell you. I sat down Friday evening, May 8th, to watch the show like I always do, and what a roller coaster it turned out to be. Nina Reeves, bless her heart, was supposed to be giving Drew his medicine every single day, regular as clockwork. But life in Port Charles never lets things stay simple, does it? Brennan showed up at Willow's doorstep, then Valentine Cassadine came barging in like a thunderstorm. Before anyone could catch their breath, the whole place exploded into a big ugly fight. Punches flying, tempers flaring, the kind of scene that makes you hold your coffee mug a little tighter. Nina was trying so hard to stop Valentine from pulling the trigger on Brennan. She was scared, desperate, doing everything she could to protect that man. But in all that chaos, with her mind spinning and her hand shaking, she ended up jabbing that needle straight into Brennan's back instead of Drew's. Lord, you could see the horror on her face the second it happened. She wasn't trying to hurt anybody. She was just caught in the middle, trying to keep someone from getting killed. But now Brennan's got that drug running through his veins, and we all know what it's capable of. I keep thinking about how Sidwell sits back in the shadows like some puppet master pulling strings on everybody. He uses people, twists them up, and then discards them when he's done. It reminds me of those old stories my grandpa used to tell about outlaws in the Wild West, the ones who never got their hands dirty but still destroyed whole towns. Makes me wonder how much longer Brennan can hold on before Sidwell decides his fate is sealed. Will he wake up one morning unable to move his legs, just like Willow's husband? Or will someone, maybe Sonny, maybe Jason, or even Nina herself, finally catch on and put a stop to this before it's too late? I gotta say, this storyline is hitting me right in the feels. It's got danger, betrayal, a little bit of heartbreak, and that classic General Hospital suspense that keeps us older folks coming back day after day. Nina's got a good heart even when she stumbles, and Brennan, well, he's tough as nails, but even the strongest trees can fall if the storm's big enough. I'm glued to the screen now, waiting to see what happens next. Will Brennan fight his way out of this trap? Or is Sidwell's plan already rolling like a freight train with no brakes? I sure hope the good guys win this round. These writers know exactly how to keep an old fella like me hooked, and I wouldn't miss a single episode for anything. What about you folks out there? You feeling the same worry for Brennan that I am? Or do you think there's still hope he'll walk away from this mess? I'd love to hear what you think, because stories like this are better when we talk about them together. I tell you what, folks, this week's promo for General Hospital really got my blood pumping. There's poor Jack Brennan lying flat on his back in that hospital bed, looking pale and worn out like he's been through the ringer. From Monday the 11th all the way to Friday the 15th, I just know the doctors and nurses are going to be scratching their heads, asking all kinds of questions. How did a strong, sharp fella like Brennan end up like this? Was it really just a stroke, or is something darker going on behind the scenes? The part that really tugs at my heart is how alone he is right now in Port Charles. The man doesn't have a single person standing up for him, no family, no close buddies, nobody willing to fight on his behalf. That makes it awful easy for the truth to get buried. They can just slap the label stroke on it, write it down in the charts, and move on like nothing suspicious ever happened. I've seen enough in my years to know that when nobody's watching, bad things can get swept right under the rug. Any good doctor with half a brain is going to find this mighty fishy. A high-ranking WSB agent suddenly drops with a stroke? Come on now, that doesn't pass the smell test. And here's what really twists my stomach. This whole mess went down right at Drew's house. Drew himself has been showing some of the exact same symptoms. Two grown men, same place, same kind of trouble hitting him. That's not a coincidence, my friends. That's the kind of thing that makes you sit up straight and wonder who's pulling the strings. But if there's no wife, no kids, no loyal friends or allies raising their voices and asking the hard questions, I'm afraid the whole story is going to get covered up nice and neat. People will just shrug, say, these things happen, and life goes on. It ain't right, but that's how it works sometimes when a man's got no one in his corner. And then there's Carly Spencer. Lord have mercy, that woman is still spitting mad at Brennan for bringing her daughter Jocelyn into the WSB. She feels like he put Joss in danger, and she's not about to forgive that anytime soon. On top of that, she's got reasons to want to protect Valentine, so I don't see her stepping up to help Brennan one bit. She might even be relieved to let him lie there and deal with the consequences. I understand her anger. A mother protecting her child is a powerful thing, but still, it leaves Brennan all by himself in that hospital room with nobody watching his back. I got to be honest with you, this storyline is keeping me on the edge of my seat. Every day I'm wondering if anyone is finally going to connect the dots before it's too late. Is Brennan going to wake up and fight his way out of this? Or are they going to keep him locked away nice and quiet while Sidwell's plan rolls right along? These writers sure know how to spin a tale that feels real and raw. It reminds me of life itself sometimes. The good guys end up flat on their backs with the whole world looking the other way. I'm glued to the TV this week, that's for sure. My heart's hoping for a twist that saves Brennan, but my gut tells me we're in for some dark days ahead in Port Charles. What a ride this is turning out to be. I tell you what, folks, the more I think about this Sidwell situation, the more my stomach twists into knots. That man is playing a much bigger game than we first thought. He's the one supplying that awful paralyzing drug, the same nasty stuff that's been ruining lives in Port Charles. You can bet your last dollar he's about to step in at a whole new level, pulling strings from the shadows like some puppet master who never shows his face. The WSB should be tearing this whole thing apart with a full investigation, asking hard questions and digging deep. But with Brennan lying helpless in that hospital bed, who's left in charge? Ross Cullum, that's who. And from everything I'm seeing, Cullum seems way too comfortable taking orders straight from Sidwell. In the weekly promo, you hear Sidwell talking to somebody we can't see, saying we're in big trouble. I'd wager my old fishing hat he was talking right to Cullum. The two of them probably got together, heard the full story of what went down at Drew's house, and maybe even listened while Valentine tried to lay all the blame on Brennan's shoulders. After chewing it over, I reckon they'll come to the same cold-blooded conclusion. The best thing for their plans is to keep Brennan exactly like he is, stuck in that bed, unable to move, unable to speak up, unable to fight back, basically locked away in his own body, like a prisoner in a hospital gown. No voice, no power, no chance to mess up their schemes. It's a cruel way to handle a man, but to them, it's clean and simple. After all, Brennan got himself tangled up in Cesar Faison's final big project, the one Cullum and Sidwell are both dying to finish. With Brennan out of the picture and not interfering, there's nobody left to throw sand in their gears. No more surprises, no more roadblocks. They can just move forward with whatever dirty business they've been cooking up. These next episodes are going to test all of us who love this show. My heart's with Brennan every single day. He deserves a fighting chance, and I sure hope the writers give him one. Because in the end, even in a town full of secrets and schemes, a little bit of justice and human kindness can still shine through. I'll be right here watching, cheering quietly for that man to find his way back. Hang in there, Brennan, and hang in there, fellow fans. This ride isn't over yet.